Okay, so this lesson is on free will, that we all have free will. We can set boundaries in our free will that, or again, we can kind of randomly allow things to happen in life and life manages us instead of us managing life. But it's better if you can manage your own life and make some decisions as to what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, how you're going to react to situations that you know are coming. And even if it's a situation you don't know is coming, think ahead a little bit and say, well, this could happen, so I should probably prepare myself if it happens. But in having our boundaries of our free will, we also want to respect the free will of others. So free will doesn't mean that I always get my way. If my free will is encroaching upon somebody else's free will, then that's not good. I'm not supposed to take free will away from anybody else, but I am supposed to exercise my free will. So I can choose to leave a situation that I am uncomfortable with or that I don't feel is in my interest, but it's not okay for me then to also force other people to be in a situation which they don't feel is in their best interest or they don't feel safe and impose that upon them. So when a person is being selfish, that they can cause other people to be submissive. So when selfish meets with being submissive, then what you have is, if this is my free will, the blue line, and the other person's free will is diminished and becomes less, then that's a competitive way of doing it, and I'm pushing into what their free will is. So equality in free will is like this, 50-50. My free will stops where your free will starts. So I worked with someone who he wanted his mom to go to a movie with him, and she didn't want to go to the movie. And so he insisted that she has to go to the movie because we were talking about free will, and in his free will, he wants to go to the movie, he wants her to watch it with him, and he wants her to enjoy it. And if she doesn't do that, then she's taking away his free will to have the experience of that happening. And it took some work with him to try to convince him that your free will is competitive and encroaching upon your mom's free will. She doesn't mind if you go to the movie and you watch it and you enjoy it, and if you find someone else who wants to do that with you, go ahead and do that and take your friend. But to require her to do that as she has to do that or else she's taking your free will to have that experience away, that's not true. You're being selfish meeting with her, you're trying to get her to be submissive to you, and that is not okay. So we want equality. Your free will stops where the other person's free will begins, and they have the right to say, I don't want to go to the movie and watch that, and if I did, I'm sure that I would not enjoy it. That lets you and I do something else together that we both agree to, and why don't you go to that movie with someone else who wants to go to it with you and enjoy the movie with them. That's everybody having free will. The other thing you can have is cooperative, that you have a togetherness or a harmony. Both of you decide that you have a similar target goal and you're willing to both work towards that. And so then instead of your free wills bumping up against each other, they kind of wrap around. And so you get a full circle of free will that you get to do what you want to do, and they get a full circle of free will because they're also doing what they want to do, and you're doing it together and you want to do it together, so you're cooperatively working together, and your free will doesn't push up against theirs. It's a joint effort and you both agree to that. So that you can have free will that can be competitive, that's bad. You can have free will that's equal, where you agree to disagree, and you can have free will that's cooperative, where you're working together. So equal and cooperative are good. Obviously, competitive is not good.